Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to be making this cute little mini carrot. It is about 3 inches long and I will be using a number 4 medium weight yarn, a 4.25 millimeter hook, and 6 millimeter safety eyes. This is a crochet along, so I will be doing every stitch with you, and I am also providing a drop down at the top of the screen with the pattern instructions for the first 30 seconds of every row for you to follow along with. And if you enjoy this video, please hit the subscribe button and click that bell. Not only does that help me out, but you will also be notified every time I load a new video. And I think that's everything. So grab your yarn and let's get started. All right, we are going to begin at the bottom of the carrot, and you can start any way you prefer as long as you have the same amount of stitches in row 1. I will be doing a knot with a loop on the end as if I were making a chain. So I insert my hook, grab my yarn, chain 1, and remember that does not count as a stitch, that just attaches our yarn to our loop. And for row 1 we are going to do 6 single crochets into the loop. 1, make sure you're going over your tail, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab a stitch marker if you're using one. And for row 2, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that around for a total of 8. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and an increase for 3 and 4. And then repeat that around. 5, 6, and our increase 7 and 8. Row 3, we are going to do 8 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oopsie, 8. Row 4, we are going to do 8 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Row 5, we are going to do 8 single crochets all the way around. Oopsie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Row 6, we are going to do 3 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that around for a total of 10. 1, 2, 3, increase, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, increase, 9 and 10. Row 7, we are going to do 10 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Row 8, we're going to do 10 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Row 9, we are going to do 10 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Row 11, we are going to do 4 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that around for a total of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and an increase, 11 and 12. Row 12, we are just going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Row 13, we're going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Row 14, we are just going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, let's add some stuffing, and if you're going to add the eyes, we'll do all that right now. And you don't need too much, but you do want to make sure you get down all the way into the point of your carrot. So I'm going to start putting it in with my finger, but I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to make sure I get them all the way down to the bottom without stretching the stitches. So you just want to get that down. Fairly firm, but oh yeah, so I'm almost there. So now if you're adding the eyes, we'll do that now too. And I just put my eyes between rows 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3. So in between these 2 rows, and I just found my last increase. So there's my increase, and I'm up in that hole, and I'm going 1 over. So I'm going to be going right in this hole with my first eye. I might just put it back on that now because it's a little tight before I switch over to the other one. And then my other eye, I'm just going to go over 1 hole and put that in the next hole. And of course, you can put yours anywhere you want. You can give them a little mouth or cheeks, probably with thin embroidery thread, or if you don't have that, split apart a piece of yarn. It'll be probably about 4 sections depending on what yarn you have. So like if you just split it apart and you take one of these, that is the perfect size for a little mouth. So I think I'm going to finish this off a bit and then I'll add some more stuffing. So let's put our hook back in. And for row 15, this will be our last row. We are doing our decreases. And we're just going to do 6 decreases all the way around. And you can do invisible decreases if you prefer. I'm just going to do regular. 1 decrease. 2 decreases. 3 decreases. 4 decreases. 5 decreases. And 6 decreases. And then you're just going to tie that off with a slip stitch in the next stitch and then pull through. And then we'll give that a cut, leave a little bit of a tail so you can close up your carrot. Let's put the rest of our stuffing in too. Probably just need a little bit to top that off. Make sure when you're doing this, you're not twisting your eye pegs. You want them to stay kind of horizontal. So just enough to fill up the top there. I'm going to put that last little bit in. If you're having a hard time getting it in, just kind of scoot your things to the sides instead of straight down. Okay. Now we're going to grab our darning needle. And we're going to go around in the top loop of this last row. Just weave it in and out, back and forth. And then when you get to your last one, just leave that for a second, because I found it's easier to put our green carrot pieces on when it's open. Now to make your little carrot tops, all I did was wrap the yarn around my hand about 6 times, because we're going to have 6 holes. So that's once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to cut that bottom. And we're going to take that off of our fingers and line it up so our 2 ends are pointing down. The other one's right there. And then we're just going to cut that nice and even. Ideally, what you want to have is 6 pieces of yarn about 6 inches long. And then what we're going to do is fold one in half. And we're going to come from the inside. And I'm going to start right where I tied off. So there's my tie off knot right there. With that yarn folded over, we're going to grab it, and I'm going over my last row of stitches and that piece of tail that I weaved around, or we weaved around. Then you're just going to grab that yarn, pull it through the loop, and then pull it tight. And we're going to do that through all 6 stitches. Try and keep the ends even. I mean, it doesn't matter a whole lot because carrot tops are a little straggly. And just keep going around into the next piece. Oopsie. It doesn't have to be perfect, because when we pull this in, we're going to kind of fix all the little messy mistakes it might look like we're making. Whoopsie. Sorry, it's hard to do peeking around the camera here. There we go. I should have one more left. All right, so now that you have them all the way around, if you want, you can put one more in there, but I'm not gonna. That's where we decreased there. So now you're just gonna pull that nice and tight and see how it all kind of comes together. When I did it the other way and put these in last, it was hard to put it into the center. And then I had to come back and around and do another row of green through all the stitches and tie them tight because it didn't really come together. So now we need our darning needle back and get rid of our stitch marker. And then we're just going to tie a little knot. in the next stitch. And you can either leave this up in the center if you want to have a little hanger. Actually, it's kind of cute hanging sideways maybe. Or just come down through the center and out to the back somewhere. Pull it tight enough that you kind of hide the knot you just made. Give it a trim. And there you have your cute little carrot. I am going to be making a little basket that is going to look like this in probably the next video if you want to put it in a basket. And I'm also going to be making a little bunny, which is the reason I made this video, because he's going to be holding a little carrot, I believe. As I get the rest of the little accessories done, I will have them down in the description, as well as at the end of the video. I will have them posted in the 4 squares, and you can just select whichever one you want to move on to. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click that bell. Not only does that help me out, but you will also be notified every time I load a new video, as well as any likes, shares, and comments are always appreciated. And as always, take care, be safe, and happy crocheting.